Hi, it's me, Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut. Good morning, everybody, and guess what? Due to many requests, I didn't realize how much people actually enjoyed playing Kerbal with me, and it's been a long time, and I think it's time to get back in the saddle again. And we have a perfect mission. I'm taking the Reddit, the subreddit Kerbal Space Program has an awesome challenge that they do almost once a week. And this week's challenge is docking 2 asteroids together. And that just to me sounds like a lot of fun. And I have a way that I'm going to make this extra spicy. So let's pop on over here to Kerbal Space Center. Actually, what I should do first, I should probably show you my plan. So, how many of you were around in the 90s? I know there's probably going to be a handful that weren't. But there's this movie called Armageddon, starring like Bruce Willis and some people with faces, and they had this space shuttle, and it's maybe they took a space shuttle out to an asteroid. It's the dumbest thing you could ever do because they landed it like an airplane, like crashing through the asteroid somehow, and it was this hideous looking space shuttle. So I decided, why don't we try and recover the 2 asteroids using 2 of these Armageddon style space shuttles, and it's going to be terrible. It's going to be very bad. I don't remember if they had 4 SRBs on it when it took off, but oh, here we go. No, it looks like just 2, but then these 2 extra things. But this is going to be difficult though, because asteroids are going to take a lot of delta V to move around, a lot of change in velocity, a lot of fuel basically to push an asteroid around in order to dock the 2 of them. It's going to be very difficult. So this is going to take some interesting engineering. So let's get started, I guess. Let's try this. Let's try this. I don't even know. I don't know how this is gonna work, to be quite honest. But isn't that the Kerbal way? So first off, we're gonna need one of those. They make these advanced grabbing units, and this way, we're gonna put Kerbal's lives at risk. Which isn't that the point of Kerbal Space Program? Oh man. Yeah, someone else says Interstellar would be... Oh, Interstellar 2. Yeah, we do need Interstellar 2. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and... We need a ton of liquid fuel on this thing. That might be too... That looks ugly. I can't have it look ugly, though. And here's the deal. We have to dock them also, which is going to be an issue. And for RCS, instead of using monoprop, because we need a lot of powerful, like, in order to swing asteroids around and stuff, you need a pretty powerful amount of RCS. So I'm gonna be using this, like the rocket fuel, so it has liquid fuel and oxidizer. So I can use these, the Vernier engine or whatever, Werner engine. But now I got to figure out how on Earth or off Earth we're going to even possibly dock space shuttles while they have a giant... So don't forget, there will be a giant asteroid right here, so they can't dock anywhere around here. They'll have a tail fin this way. So maybe they'll have to do like a belly button to belly button docking maneuver or something. Sounds like the only logical way. Sounds sexy. Alright, we'll do this. Then we'll do one of these guys. And let me see what this looks like open. Okay, so that won't go out far enough, so I'll have to squeeze this out. By the way, if you guys don't know what Kerbal... Just in case someone doesn't know what Kerbal Space Program is, it's a space game where you build rockets and you do all the ridiculousness, including space shuttle, asteroid grabbing, belly button touching. Yeah. Oh, good morning. How's it going, Aaron Michael 1228? How are ya? In our Discord channel. And how's everybody else doing, guys? Eric DeCamp says the Deep Impact shuttle was even better. And yeah, there are Xbox as well, Xbox versions of this game. I can't imagine playing it on an Xbox though. Will this actually work at all, or will it just be? It's kind of ugly. Wait, why is it off center? Who told you could be off center though? That is an issue. What? I hate when it does that kind of stuff. Alright, close that baby up. That looks good enough. I just hope that that's got enough skin in the game. This is going to be impossible now that I think about it. Because think about it. They have to be perfectly... I'm not going to be able to like strafe them over very easily because of the big giant asteroid up there. Man. Is that what it's called? The Shuttle Independence? Whatever they did in Independence, or not Independence Day, in Armageddon, that's what we're doing. Only we're gonna have to make it so it actually works, and that might be harder than it sounds actually. So we still need at least one engine down here just to make sure it, you know, can lift itself off the launch pad. But then I think what we're gonna do is I want it to have a bunch of nukes. Not three. Oh, looks like we're getting 3. Give me 1 here. And yeah, that's where I wanted that. And 1 there. And then, so that weird space shuttle thing in Armageddon had these guys right here. So those are going to be other nukes that are on top. That's how we're going to kind of get it. Oh, look at that, extra wings even. Of course, you need more wings when you're going to an asteroid. Of course, everyone knows that. Oh, and kind of like canards in the front. Holy McBuggets. Wow, this thing is full of accuracies. Well, if Armageddon did it, we're going to have to do it. Oh, hey there. It's Lucas. Thanks for the tip. And also, Ruben, you got me into space again. Thanks for all your videos. Well, thank you, Ruben. That means a lot. I'm pretty into space myself, and I'm glad it's contagious because I think it does matter. I think having the public interested in spaceflight is what's going to help push it forward. So, belly button touching sounds uncomfortable. Well, maybe, perhaps you should get more comfortable with you and the rest of the world's belly buttons. Miles, what's up, my fellow Iowan? How you doing, Miles? Howdy, fellow Iowan. That's always fun. I don't really want to ask where in Iowa because that can be creepy. So I'll just wave like an imbecile. Alright, we'll do this. Here's the deal. We're going to need... I know this will look stupid and people are going to think this is a bad design. But we need a lot of thrusters up near the nose because that's going to be the center of mass is basically going to be the asteroid, right? So if we want to be able to strafe it left and right... So here, I actually have a space shuttle. So, say we have a big giant thing attached here. That most of our mass is going to be up here. So if we have anything below, so all of our thrusters are going to be below that. So even if we're trying to say scoot like this instead of rotate, any scooting will turn into rotation because all of our thrust vector is going to be well below our center of mass. So that docking maneuver where we go belly button to belly button is going to be really, really, really hard because it's going to be trying to swing instead of staying like this. So I'm going to overload the top of this so that there's the center of mass and there's some thrust near the center of mass. The closer it is to the center of mass, the better it is for everybody. Including you, John, whoever, what? Alright, so here's going to be more liquid fuel. Because we're going to need a ton of Delta V in order to actually move this thing around. That's going to be the hardest part here. Something like that. Looks nice and clean. Yeah! Philip, how's it going? Heyo! Hope you're having a great day. Thank you, Philip. You know, honestly, I am. It feels good to just kind of not take a day off per se, but, you know, to kind of relax a little bit today. I've realized, I don't want to get down like a rabbit hole or anything, but I've definitely been working too many hours. I haven't been able to go for runs and things like I normally do. And it's starting to really take its toll, I think. So I'm trying to kind of slow down here a little bit, do some more things that I enjoy. And this is one of those things. It's definitely fun. And I think it's important to kind of do some of that stuff for yourself. I'll do this to the root part, these to grandparent parts. Next week's gonna be awesome for me. I think I'll have a very secret project. Actually, this is probably the most secret. Screw the show that I did on Facebook. This is even more top secret than that. And I can't wait to show you guys what that's gonna be. This is like a pretty big deal, so I'm really excited about it, and you'll see why. We're just doing a bunch of auto strutting here to make sure that this thing holds together really well. We're also going to need a lot of battery so that our reaction wheels and things can survive tossing this thing all around. And so I'm going to load this baby up basically with reaction wheels. That way it'll just make it easier for us if it's like that. And then we probably need some solar panels so that we can recover some of that. And I'm just going to put... I might just put... Let me think about this. I'll put like 2 giant ones up here. Oh, that looks really ugly. My morning's great. How is your morning going? It's night in Singapore. Oh yeah! For the half of you in the world, are you guys able to check out the lunar eclipse? Or the blood moon? Is that happening yet? Now? Or when is that? I got sad that it's not here. We got so spoiled by the last couple awesome eclipses. How's it going, Pampalak? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, this is gonna be really dumb. If this works, we'll call Bruce Willis and let him know. I'm sure he's been wondering about the validity of his, spacecraft the rest of his career, even till today. Probably just sitting there going, I don't know if that was realistic, I don't know if I can live with the realism that I experienced on the movie set. So hopefully we'll just give him a call right after this, as soon as we're done, let him know, what we experienced. All right, I like to have a bunch of RCS as like brakes and gas too, kind of like accelerate and decelerate in space. Just makes it easier. So I'm gonna do that too here, like this. Bobby fillet them out here. That looks even uglier, so I'll push them in to hide them. Kind of want to see him a little bit. There. The pilot has to look through an RCS thruster. Good for you. I'm looking out at the moon for the moon tonight. Should see it in Scotland. You have what I don't have. At 1 a.m. in India with 2 hours of totality. That's amazing. That's really cool. Oliver R asks, how long do you think it'll be until we can all afford to get to space and buy affordable and make a trip under 1,000? I think that'll be, unfortunately, a very long time. Under anywhere near the flight of a plane ticket, I think will be a very long time. For it to be anywhere near 1,000 of today's dollars, I just don't see that happening almost any time in my lifetime, without some major groundbreaking revolution in spaceflight. And I mean it has to be really big. It can't be some little we now are able to reuse this bit. Not that I don't mean to be belittling reuse. But it will have to be we discovered how to use, what is it, solid hydrogen or whatever, things something ridiculous where it makes vehicles very efficient, and have just all the power in the world, basically. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tell this. Oh, my favorite mod in KSP by far is this. I mean, how can you live without Kerbal Engineer? If you don't have that, I don't know how you even play Kerbal Space Program, to be honest. I feel like it's virtually impossible. Alright, so here's our metallic hydrogen. There we go. That's awesome. FF 1 hour and Tim is asking why we didn't stop him. Okay, so there's also wings, smaller wings up here. Oh, this is going to be just the most glorious thing. That looks a little too big. but whatever. That definitely looks too big, but I don't think there's much we can do about it. And I'm not going to find out how to fix it. Alright. Oh yeah, I can fill these up with liquid fuel too. That'll increase our delta V as well. Boop. And boop. Okay, this is kind of looking like that hideous beast of a thing. I'm gonna laugh if this actually works at all. Michelle, how do I get into Discord? I did Patreon but can't figure out how to get into the server. The server will be automatically sent to you via a bot. So just sign in using the same email that you're a Patreon into your Discord, and it should automatically propagate. It should be there. If not, message me in Patreon and we'll make sure you get your access to Discord. And thank you for your support. I should mention while we're at it too, don't forget guys, that I finally have another piece, 2 pieces actually, of Space Shuttle to give away for Patreon supporters. Let me do this real quick just so you can see this. I'm really excited about this. So this is flown Space Shuttle hardware. La-di-di-da, la-di-di-da. And yeah, I'm going to be framing these up. I'm going to be giving them away at 800 and 900 patrons. And then I'm going to be doing giveaways, I think, every 100 from there on out anyway. And something really special at 1,000. And the way I do that is like $1. If you contribute $1 a month, you get your name kind of put once in a hat. $5 a month, etc., etc., etc. So, so if you want a chance to win flown Space Shuttle, and if you like what I do and want to help me continue to do, not really this. This isn't. I don't think this is what I do. This is my day off, kind of. But if you want to help me continue to create spaceflight videos, and cover live launches and make articles on my website based on all of my videos and current news and stuff like that. Even pay, I'm starting to work on paying people to help write articles as well. So if you want to help contribute to that and you think it's worthwhile, please head on over to patreon.com/everydayastronaut. There's a link below in the description. And I owe a big shout out to all my Patreon members in our exclusive Discord channel. Hey guys, one awesome dog, welcome. Yeah, and also Solo 1024, Jan, everybody. Hi guys. Yeah. So, if you want a piece of Space Shuttle, now you know how to do that. Alright, so let's get this baby finalized here. This is gonna be, I don't know why I'm even putting landing gear on this. There's no way we're gonna actually bring this thing back safely. This is truly an Armageddon trip. It's Lucas. You think I'd be a great astronaut? Well, thank you. I think I'd be a terrible astronaut. I would only want to go if they let me play Kerbal Space Program. I'd be like, listen, you can pay me like, I don't know, some, but just let me play Kerbal. And then let me keep making videos about space in space. Spaceception, if you will. Am I going to Air Venture? I don't even know what Air Venture is. So, probably not, unfortunately. Open. Let's just make sure that is the... Oh my gosh, this is going to be physically impossible to dock. I absolutely guarantee it. Cargo bay, close that crap up. Lucas, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'll be an astronaut, but as long as I can play Kerbal. Does that count? Just for this docking stuff, I'm going to add a decent amount of control. Oopsies, not that. Hey, how's my levels, like music-wise and stuff? Is everything okay? Like I said, I need a bunch up here. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I really want this thing to work. I know, again, this looks absurd, but don't forget, we're going to have a big, huge asteroid attached to this thing, so the more the merrier. Why can't you donate through YouTube in your country? I have no idea, to be honest. I don't really know much about the YouTube donation system at all. Otherwise, I would offer to lend a suggestion, but I appreciate the sentiment. Alright. I think we got our actual shuttle. What did you guys say these are called? Independence? I don't know how to spell. Independence. Snatcher. Maybe not Snatcher, that sounds bad. Independence. Grab-tastic. Shave. Lower the music a bit. I read the title. Are you okay? What? What about the title made you question whether or not I'm okay? Docking 2 asteroids together? Reddit challenge? Yes, I'm okay. I'm fantastic. I turned it down a smidge. Let me know if it's okay. Hey, AMG Wagon, thank you. I remember you because what's better than a fast station wagon? The answer, very, 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 very few things. Very few things. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. It feels good to be playing some Kerbal Space Program for fun, you know, just hanging out with my friends, doing internet things. Toggle the bay doors. Toggle. Alright. There we go. We got that done. Hopefully we have enough Delta V in this thing. And I do have to turn off that... Let's see. I should have done this differently, but... I need to make sure I toggle this engine off as soon as we detach the external tank. Just like the space shuttle, because otherwise we'll run out of all of our RCS fuel. Because we're using the liquid or the oxidizer that this would also use as our RCS to maneuver around. So, what else do we need? I'm forgetting something. I'm absolutely certain of it. Besides the fact that I bet my center of mass and center of thrust are way off. Oh yeah. Is there a way to just move these into a different group? Like, hey, I want this to be 3 now instead. Dang it. Because I want these to be toggleable as well. Hey, do it. And then this one's separate because we couldn't do that. Toggle engine. Okay, now 3 will be the bay door. Toggle bay door. Clampatron. Toggle. Alright, we got that. Thrust weight is way too low. Don't worry, guys. If you know anything about space shuttles, you know that they ride with some solid rocket boosters and a giant external fuel tank. And what we're going to do, we're going to power the external fuel tank in this just to make sure we have more than ample Delta V to get out there to grab an asteroid. We're going to do a 5-meter tank. This would be no problem. I really wish I could paint this thing. Oh, that's a big old... Oh. That's very, very, very big and scary. So we are going to need an actual... Basically a Saturn V first stage to get this thing into space. Where do you get the shuttle flown parts? Not gonna say it's a secret, but maybe it's a secret. Called eBay. Or rrauction.com. Have I tried realism overhaul? Of course. Absolutely. I have lots of videos of me playing. I use that in my videos a lot, especially as like a good simulator. We could use these F1 engines, but they aren't actually that great, like at all. But let's do it just to basically have a Saturn V. And let's see what our thrust to weight ratio is going to be now. And we can do this. Atmosphere. Yeah, we're gonna get off the pad. We'll still add 2 SRBs to the mix. Just gonna raise this up a little bit. A Saturn V strapped to a shuttle. What do you call a dog on a Virgin Galactic flight? Oh, a subwoofer because it's suborbital. Ching. That's bad. That's the most dad joke I think I've ever heard. Alright, we've got our little nose cone going. You could dock head to tail so the front gear don't bump into each other. You know, that very well might be an issue. Well, we're going to be docking, like, kind of butt to butt. So the front tail, or the front stuff won't be touching each other. So it'll just be here to here, basically. Yeah, basically it is a Buran, you're right, because it has boosters on its first stage. And let's just add a little bit more, little higher thrust to weight ratio. This is one thing that I really wish they would change about Kerbal Space Program, is they need one more larger SRB. This SRB looks stupid. It looks right, the part's right, but it's the wrong size compared to the everything else. It needs to be a whole other step bigger, especially with this shuttle. Alright, we'll get this up here. We'll do this. Oh yeah, we need lots of pretty lights on this thing so we can see what we're docking to. This is an abomination, though. This is hideous. Just tacking on parts all willy-nilly. Why is... Okay, I don't want them there then, if it's going to be a jerk like that. Flip it 50 times, and eventually you'll find the right orientation. And then also, we're going to want some lights under here. For our docking. Alright. We're going to throw up our center of mass and our center of thrust. Just making sure we... Let's see. Center of thrust is still a little offset. I could attach a second set of SRBs. But we have enough thrust to weight ratio now to get off the pad. Get moving. Autisonaught says, imagine trying to maneuver an asteroid while trying to see past a thruster and a massive light. I'm making this very difficult for everybody. Don't you worry. People, Dustin wants me to do 2 more SRBs. The question is, though, I don't think they had 2 more in Armageddon. And if they didn't have it in Armageddon, we're not doing it here. Alright, let's load this thing up with Kerbals. Oh, they're already there. Alright, say goodbye, everyone. You are... I want them to wear the orange suits. I think you can do that now, right? These are all cosmonauts. No, I think in that movie, Armageddon, they had some cosmonauts and some not cosmonauts. It's Lucas. What? Longer SRBs. There are no longer SRBs. Oh, man. Everyone wants me to do 2 more SRBs. Guys. Well, just for you guys, I think I'll do 2 more. And they're going to be side by side like this. And that's going to help the center of thrust go more through the center of mass. We do need Jacob EQ. I miss him. This is the Independence. The Independence Grabtastic. Well, thank you very much for that. One cosmonaut. Yeah. All right. Now we just need to add some engine gimbal or some engine clamps here. Launch clamps on this thing. And then we have to track an asteroid so that we can know what we're going to rendezvous to. We'll throw these up above this. And actually, we'll stick all the SRBs on this one. Alright. Let's exit here. Isn't it unrealistically high? It seemed about right. Then, by the way, I'm okay with it being unrealistically high when considering we're trying to do docking to asteroids where they need to be C-class in order to be considered hard. Alright, let's do that one. We're docking to asteroids using the Armageddon space shuttles. I think we can forego worrying about realism. Make a video about what happens if you fart in space. In a space suit? Oh man. I could maybe figure that out. Interesting. I don't quite get what's happening with that. I don't know anyone that worships a globe, but alright, here we go. So we are now going, this is going to be hard. We have to go anti-directional. Oh, great. Maybe we should find another one that ends up going at least the same direction, so that'll be really hard to rendezvous and dock with. Stop tracking it. Let's find another C-class item that hopefully goes on the right side of the planet. The correct side of the planet. Hey, thanks, Clorox Bleach. I remember you. Jan says the next video is going to be Tim's going to eat beans and put my suit on for my next video. Alright, so we better get into our... What's this? Huh, never seen this. Interesting. You need to watch this CBS show called Salvation. Is that for me or for the Earth guy here? Flat hands. Oh, whoa, we do not want... I didn't even know I had Jeb, Bill, Bob, and Valentina anymore. I thought they were long gone. Alright, you guys are going in here. Alright, look at this beautiful beast. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to set this as a target, and then we have to launch on the same inclination as it, which can be pretty difficult. So we kind of have to line up about like... We have to make that kind of a straight line. Just letting you know, if you ever... Here's a life tip. If you ever are trying to convince anyone of anything, don't insult them. That tends to just not go well. So I love the idea that like proof of anything. You guys, where's your proof? Yet people that are believing in flat Earth, they often just show illustrations. They have no. They claim that like there's such great CGI and things, yet they have absolutely nothing but crappy illustrations. Just take a picture of the end of the Earth then. Yeah, sorry. Thank you for the tips, but we don't want to even promote anything that you are talking about because it's just absolute garbage. See ya. Alright, so we're going to be heading on a south about kind of oh, right there. You can see a little bit of the anti-target right there. So that's what we're going to head towards. That's our heading. So here we go. Alright, I'm gonna turn on the lights just to look pretty. You guys ready for this? I'm gonna fire up the liquids first. 3, 2, 1. And now the solids. 3, 2, 1, hit pit. Oh, wow! Look at that. It's actually flying pretty well. Roll program might be an issue. Might be an issue for a rookie. Luckily, we employed the best and the brightest on this one. Maybe started that roll a little early. Yee! 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 This is like flying a potato soaked in underwear or something. I don't know. This is awful. This does not fly very well. But hopefully those SRBs will cut out here soon, which should give us a little bit more vectoring control. Thanks, Sean. Thank you. And howdy. Alright, look at that. We're actually... Here we go. Booster separation. Oh, it hit the wing. Did it blow up the other wing? No, we're still good. We will have to change that on our next iteration. I don't think I want to risk putting our Kerbalnaut's lives at risk there. Beako. Yeah, it did smooth out quite a bit, actually, once we got it kind of out of the thickest part of the atmosphere. And I think our thrust... Like, I think this is emptying out enough that we're kind of getting into the right ratios here. If it starts having to... Let me think. If it starts having to pitch... Pulling down too much... like it's starting to do. I'm going to start throttling this guy down to compensate. I'm actually just going to turn that off. It's still having to pitch down quite a bit, so I'm going to lower this thrust too. Right? That's the right way to do that. Is that only working on one engine? Yeah, it is. Weird. Screw that. I'm doing it here. Hi, kitty. Well, I could probably start pinning these so I have better control. I actually can't believe this is working. It's all because the Vector is such a powerful gimbal, you know, that it can really correct for a lot of slop, like what I'm doing. This is going to be an interesting flight here. Alright, so here's the scary thing. We have to get this thing into an orbit and then start using up its liquid fuel that hopefully we have enough of. Okay, so it's still pitching. Oh, that's about right. Sweet. It's Lucas, you did not miss everything. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Other than me basically wrestling what feels like wrestling a gorilla. Okay, get ready for MECO and booster sep, or external tank separation. And as soon as we do that, we are going to go ahead and shut down our center engine. And here we go. Now we're going to fire up the liquid fuel engines. And hopefully we don't need RCS, because we don't want to waste any of that. So now we just got to continue to circularize and get ourselves into orbit. And we can let go of these guys. Alright! We're doing it! Yeah, the big tank was empty, so now we are just flying our Armageddon space shuttle. We're gonna park it in orbit, and then we have to, oopsies, then we have to find, we got pretty close on the on our orbit is going to be pretty darn good, and the hard part is going to be finding where and or how to rendezvous with this. So I think we're going to head up here. I'm going to spend a little bit of time here and try and find an intercept point if we can. Oh wow. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We're going to be pretty close there. That's what we need. Is we need just one place where we're pretty close to our target. Something like that, and then maybe we can. That's 1,000 meter per second burn. Okay, there we go. 400. Sorry, I'm in 200. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, a new song. I haven't written a new song in a while, but here it is. Okay, something about like this. Oh, did you see that? We got it down to like 60 there for a second. There we go. Okay, so that'll be a 7-minute burn. Only 1,000 meters per second. That's very doable. I'm going to do a quick save here to make sure. Alright, here we go. We're going to swing up here. We're going to get to our maneuver point. And like I said, this is a 7-minute burn, so we're going to start our burn about 3 minutes and 15 seconds ahead of that. I'm going to go ahead and face our target. I also better open up our solar panels. So far, I'm very proud of how this thing is handling this mission already. It's better than I thought. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, hit pip. Alright, here comes our injection burn. So this will first get us into orbit. So notice, as we speed up here, we're finally going to be going fast enough to not fall back into Kerbin. And then it's just going to keep going, and this will keep raising and raising and raising. I'm actually going to time warp a little bit here, so we don't have to wait the full amount of time. We'll do 3x. That's probably about enough. So now we're raising our lowest point, and this is going to keep going, and eventually this will swap, and this will now be the lowest point, and this will be the highest point here in a second. Right now our highest point is 442,000, so 440 kilometers, and this is going to switch it out here. Can you land on an asteroid? No, they don't have gravity in this game, I don't think. This is actually working so far on first try. One awesome dog. Not gonna lie, I'm extremely surprised that thing is working. Good work, Tim. You guys, come on, ye of little faith. I know it's been a while since I've played Kerbal, but come on. This Armageddon, we're just following their instructions. Are you telling me that Armageddon lies? Pfft, unlikely. That would be unrealistic. Hi, Ted. You can land on Gilly, which has very, very low gravity. Plenty of opportunity for catastrophic failures. You're right, there are. No, not no gravity. There's no gravity on asteroids. Asteroids don't have a sphere of influence in this game. Of course there's gravity in the game. Howdy, Jaden and Joseph. What's the name of your spaceship? It's named after the Armageddon space shuttle, so this is Independent Grabtastic, because it's going to be grabbing onto an asteroid. Instead of landing on an asteroid, we have to dock two of them together. Have you seen Mars's opposition yet? No. I don't know what that means. Make the Hermes in KSP. That would be pretty sweet. Let me make sure. I did forget that I have to be kind of paying attention to my phone a little. Oh, oh, oh! Speaking of paying attention, holy buckets. We went right past it. We're going to scrub off some of that. Alright, so let's see how close we actually are. So I'm just going to use RCS here to correct that. So 60 kilometers. That's 45. That was nice. I want that again. There we go. That's amazing. That'll be great. So quick saving. Yeah, I do have to pay attention to my doorbell. I've got a delivery today, which will be something that I have to sign for. So, Lord Tachanka wants me to make Parker Solar Probe. We actually did that yesterday, or yeah, yesterday I think in a Patreon exclusive live stream. Yeah, so I don't think we'll. It was fun, but it wasn't as fun as, I don't know. I could do it again though. I could do it again. Yeah. Can you imagine Hollywood making things up? No. No. Alright, so here's what we have to do. We do have to check out our target, the difference in speed of our target, and we have to null that out now. So we're going to go ahead and burn retrograde to our target in about those 30 minutes. And let's fast forward here a little bit. Oh wow, now you can see our velocity difference there. So that's what we have to make up for. Here we go. So notice now our orbit is starting to match closer and closer to its orbit. So notice how its orbit's big, and it actually is on an escape trajectory right now. It will not be in orbit around Kerbin. It's still orbiting the sun. So what we're doing is we're actually matching its orbit right now by canceling out the velocity difference. By matching its exact velocity and heading, we'll be going basically on the same orbit. And then we're just going to fly closer to it. So we're 41 kilometers away from it. Once we null out the differences, will we be able to see it? 41 kilometers away might be a little too far away to still see it. But man, come on, Independence Grabtastic. Oh, I should look at Mars tonight. That sounds awesome. I didn't realize it's the closest it'll be in a while. We've got quite a burn here. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. So notice now we're going to be on an escape trajectory soon. We're going to be going fast enough that we'll be outside of the sphere of influence here on Kerbin. And it'll snap here in a second once it gets... There we go. So now we're orbiting the sun, but in order to match up to its orbit, we have to keep burning here. We still are 100 meters per second difference in velocity. I really hope we actually have enough delta V here to do what we need to do. Okay, real time here. And we are now matched, and we're going to aim ourselves right at that asteroid now and fly at it about, I don't know, 20 meters per second, maybe 40 or 50 or something. I don't want to waste too much flying at it. But I'm going to kind of push up to the right because it looks like we're a little bit off. There we go. This will get us there. So now watch. Even though it doesn't show up here for some reason, but at that ascending node, we will be at our closest point. Notice how this is getting closer and closer. I'm going to quick save here. I haven't done that in a bit. You can point the vector handle and just then scroll the wheel with your mouse. It's more precise. You're right. I don't actually have a mouse, though. I'm using a trackpad, which is, I know, sacrilegious. And it seems to jump around a little bit, even with that. Alright, we're 1,000 meters. We should easily be able to see it. Aha! So here's what we have to do. Notice that notice how far off our heading is. So what I like to do, in this case, all we have to do is, we should probably first scrub off our 30 meters per second since we're this close. So right now we're going to fly past it at 30 meters per second, and then we're going to fly right back at it really slowly. So here we go. We're going to scrub off those 30 meters per second, match its velocity exactly, and then just fly right to it. Oop, perfect. Target. So now we're just going to target it. We're going to open up our docking port. Our grabbing claw thing. Alright, so now here's what you do. This is what I do. Turn on RCS and start flying at it. And notice that the heading, that little green circle thing inside the purple circle, is a little bit to the left. So I hit L on the keyboard, which will strafe me over that way and line up its heading so it goes straight to it. So we're just going to fast forward now. Time warp. Once we get close to this, notice that it drifted off again. So now we have to go down a little bit. So I'm moving around that vector by just using like J, K, L, and I. And now that we're this close, we can target the center of mass, which it looks like it already is. As long as we do that, we'll be fine. Oh, that's awesome. You're on vacation in Yellowstone. That is so cool. It's not SSTO. Yeah, this is Independence Day. Yeah, don't expect too much from me. Come on. I don't want a mouse. I love trackpads, actually. Alright, here we go. We need to be a little bit more left and down on that, but we're heading right at it. And here we go. Oh, come on. Don't spin. There we go. We got it. So I'm going to go ahead and lock pivot too. Alright. We have an asteroid. Now we have to be able to open up our docking port thing. And, oh, first we have to deorbit, or put this thing in Kerbal orbit. So that'll be, we have to go up to its periapsis here. Why can't I click on that? But once we're going to fly up to there. I'm going to quick save quick before something happens. And what we're going to do is, oh, what? That looks way off. Excuse me. I'm going to target the center of mass again. And we're going to find that target, and then we're going to lock our pivot here. Almost. There we go. Just like that. So now we can hopefully move around with it a little bit easier. Do you see how far off it was? So now we're pointing our nose right through the center of mass. So if we give it a lot of thrust, we'll hopefully push it straight without too much stuff. So now we have to go to the orbit around Kerbal. That's so weird, it won't let me do that. And we're going to slow it down right here at the periapsis, and that'll put us into orbit. Hey, this is a good song for us getting... Look at this, we can rotate it just based on reaction wheels. I'm glad I put all those reaction wheels on there. So we're going to go up here, we're going to slow down, and that will put us in orbit around Kerbal. And we're going to try to keep it at basically as low of an orbit as possible, because that'll be the easiest to make adjustments between us and the next asteroid that we have to do. Alright, here we go, coming up on that. This is actually going surprisingly well. I have to admit, this is going much better than I thought. Alright, so let's slowly give it some thrust and see how we do. And remember, we just need to probably do about 100 or 200 meters per second, and that should be enough to put us into orbit. have I already covered NASA's laser propulsion system? I have never done that. I don't know if it's NASA's laser propulsion system so much as it is just kind of an overall concept. Like there's the Starshot concept, and I mean it's scientifically based. It's not some crazy hypothetical. It's just you could do basically a light sail and concentrate light into a laser and get stuff up to like 90% the speed of light, which would be amazing. Tiny spacecraft though. Yeah. Oh no. Everyone's mad about me for having everyone's mad at me for having a trackpad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to let you guys down. I love it though. I mean, being able to like swipe and do all these like pinchy things and stuff, it's so great. Mine Bitcoin off the asteroid. That's a good idea. I forget, are not all asteroids pretty like this? I kind of forget. I don't think they are. This is kind of a special one, isn't it? I should have been mining the materials off it, but this makes it harder. Oh, did we get into orbit yet? I gotta pay attention. So we do have to see when this snaps. We basically have to consider it a job done. And then we have to find an asteroid that sort of matches that too. I have this trackpad. A big ol' fatty. Just the magic trackpad 2 or whatever. I know. Here it comes again. Here comes the... I'm bracing for impact as everyone's going to scream at me for realizing that I play on a Mac. I know. I know. Heaven forbid someone doesn't want to build a computer anymore because they're in their 30s. That's not an excuse. I'll circularize this a little bit just so we don't have to... We have plenty of Delta V. No, I used to build PCs, but these days with video editing and stuff, when I want to get it out and done ASAP, if something goes wrong with this computer, I can take it right down the street and have it like replaced. They can just hand me a new one that day, and I have all the backups and stuff. So it's a pretty big resource, as opposed to, like, you know, back in the day I'd have like power supplies or a motherboard go out or some kind of something, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, now I have to wait 3 weeks, and 3 weeks of downtime is bad. So you're surprised I'm in my 30s? Oh yeah, I'm 33. I'm old man. Old man. All right, there we go. We are in a nice parking orbit. Now time to see if we can get another one up here and match this, and then docking them is going to be... I don't even want to. Let's do a quick save here. This is going scarily well, I have to admit. Everyone thinks I'm in my 20s? No, I am very not much in my 20s, but thank you. That's a good compliment. Thank you. I've had a whole life. Like I said, I had been a professional photographer for 8 years. I have you know, I'm in my, like, should be in my, that part of your life where you have, what's it called, like, not mental breakdowns, you're like quarter life crisis. No, that's 20s. I don't know. I'm gonna track both of these. I'm gonna see which one of these has a closer. I'll track all 3 of these C's, and we'll see which one. This one first. Okay, so let's fast forward to this one. See how this one's orbit is. See if it matches up at all. Pampalak, thank you for the tip. It's not gonna go anywhere though, unfortunately. I honestly I actually really love trackpads. Although I think it's bad on my wrist. I have like this clicky wrist thing from playing with and using trackpads. So I'll admit that's maybe not the best. Okay, so this is the opposite of what we want. This is going the entirely opposite direction. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and unfollow this one. So that's a bad one. Okay. We got this one. Is this the next one? And then this one? Yeah. So let's follow this one, see what this one does. Why not connect both? Touche. Touche. I don't know. Young pup. Alright, let's see. This one is also very much in the wrong direction, so we'll terminate that one. Again, we want to find one that is at least on a... Oh, this one looks like it will be correct, actually, based on... Or wait, is it going under? Ah! I think this one's going to be backwards, too. We better start looking for other ones to track as well. At least there's a lot of C's. That's what we want. Oh! Those inclinations are quite a bit off. And also, look at how low its periapsis is. That's kind of bad. I almost want something with a higher periapsis, because we'd have to compensate for that. Let me track a few more C's. C's get degrees around here. Alright, so which one's first? This one looks pretty soon. I think this one's going to be better. And let's track this one as well. Alright, let's fast forward to this one again. Sorry, this is the boring part, finding your second asteroid. I've never tried doing this. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's highly eccentric. Look at how close it gets to Kerbal. That would take a lot of energy to raise that orbit, actually. So we're going to definitely not do that one. We want one that's relatively low orbit and somewhat going, you know, counterclockwise like the rest of the world. Alright, so this one, I think that one's going to be bad. Did this one already... Why does that not show where it's going to intercept? That one looks like it'll be wrong too. Let's just track a few more, but let's fast forward to this one. At least see where this one goes. Oh, we can see where its periapsis is. That's a pretty high periapsis. Oh, that one's pretty good, actually. We could catch this one. It's got a really high periapsis. Try making a submarine for Lathe or Eve. We could do that. I like that idea. I would really like to do a submarine on Eve and try to get a rocket off of it. That would be very hard. Very, very, very difficult, but it'd be a lot of fun. Why don't you just change focus and you don't have to wait? John Ellis. Yeah, where is my flamethrower? I've got one of those coming. Just track them all and use the right one. Oh. You're right. I think this is our best bet. The inclinations aren't terribly far off. They're about 60 degrees off of each other between the two, and they're high orbits, so it's easy to change your inclination at a high orbit. So let's do this one. Hi, Nyan. All right, we are going with this asteroid QBU 947. You are our asteroid. Okay, let's load up another independent grab-tastic. Can I change the name in here or not? Because I want this one to be named something else. Did we need to make any changes to the video? Oh yeah, we do actually want to move the SRBs a little bit. They were a little close to hitting, or they hit our wings even when they detached. So we better just be smart about this. I really like the idea of trying to do a submarine. I think we'll get on that at some point. Okay, so we're going to scoot this one over, and in turn, then scoot this one over. Nope. There we go. Now we shouldn't run into that. Hopefully that doesn't totally throw off our center of thrust. It does. But... let's see. How could we offset that? Hey, thanks, another captain? I almost said caption. No, this is not the Buran, guys. This is clearly the space shuttle from Armageddon. So this one is, someone said that it's independence and what was the other one? Freedom? Is that what they are? Tilt the SRBs. Oh, there we go. That is one option. We could tilt them just a little bit. This would be ugly. Oh, that's gonna be really stupid. Oopsies. Nope. Nope. Stop. 3 to rotate back. We're gonna upright this guy again. Oh. That's still too much. I'm gonna straighten this one out, and I'm just barely going to rotate that other one. Using C, we'll do fine movements. Okay, that could do it. What do I mean by low orbit? So if an object ends up with a really, like, if it gets really close to Earth or Kerbin, it's going really fast, and it takes a lot of energy to raise that low orbit up to a high orbit. So if they're barely within the sphere of influence of Earth, you can change their orbits really easily, because they're only going, like, you know, 200 meters per second. So it only takes about 200 meters per second to turn it around and stop it, and then go 200 meters per second in the opposite direction. So for 400 meters per second, you can totally flip your inclination around. As opposed to, say, you're orbiting at low Earth orbit, if you were to want to go opposite direction, you'd have to go, on Kerbin, 2,300 meters per second. You have to stop at 2,300 meters per second, and then go 2,300 meters per second in the opposite direction to change your inclination 180 degrees. So it's way easier to do it up at a high orbit. The drone in the music is Sputnik. That's correct. The little beep, beep is the actual Sputnik tone I put in this song. So, wait, what was the name of the other one? Freedom? Freedom Grabtastic? Is that right? Yeah, sorry. Hey, I'm sorry if you think Sputnik's annoying. I didn't make it. We do not want... Actually, I did put it in there, but I did not make it. We need one engineer. You know, they gotta have the drill guy. What? Do I not have any... There we go. There you go, Mitford. You're in. Freedom. Alright. Ben, I'm great. How are you? Would I play Simple Rockets 2? Yeah, ITS. I have Simple Rockets 1. You can't hear the music well enough. I can turn it up a smidge. You guys let me know when it's too loud or too quiet. Alright, so now again, we do have to match our orbits. Oh no. Wait, did that... Okay, no, here it is. Set as target. Okay, so there's where we need to be. So we need to fast forward Earth, so we're at the right inclination to begin with. About like this. Yeah, sorry, Earth, Kerbin. So now we're going to head basically to that purple dot there. That'll put us on the same inclination. Alright, you guys ready? Here we go. I'm going to do a later gravity turn. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, hip, hip. And 3, 2, 1, hip, hip, go! Oh, yeah. So I'm going to wait to do my roll, my pitch and roll. I kind of got did that a little early last time. How do you go to, do I go to a gym? No, I run occasionally. Okay, so wait, we're trying to pitch. Okay, so we're going to have to throttle down here, guys. It's starting to pitch over already. Is this right? I was trying to... There we go. Oh god. I can't wait for these SRBs to be off because they're kind of throwing us off a little bit here. Oh, that's even worse. That was even worse. It threw him like right into the wings. Do we still have wings? Oh god. We do still have wings. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just go anti-target to see if it can automatically hold that for me. Alright. There we go. That's looking pretty true now. I need a GTX 1080. Do I? Do I when I've got 8 gigs of video RAM? Not sure I do. Do I? I already said I don't go to what? No, I don't go to a gym. I run sometimes. I don't know if that counts as a gym. Last night I ran 5 miles because I had to. Just had to. Sometimes you just gotta get out there. I'm going to make an SLS video block 1B block crew. Yeah, I will. I will do that for sure. Yeah, no problem. I can explain that orbit. We'll talk more about that again too as well. I forget your actual name because I can't read your text there. Aiden. Yeah, Aiden in our Discord. I will give you a more in-depth rundown here once we get close to our orbits. I want to make sure we're going to be somewhat close on our inclinations as well. Does it have this as target? Looks to me like I'm going to have to swing up, oopsies, north a little bit more. Oh man, oh, why did I do that? What is happening? Excuse me. Oh no. We may have to abort. I touched something and now it absolutely is crazy out of control. I can't recover this. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to abort and see if this thing can even land. Get out of there, get out of there. No! Okay, okay. We still have landing gear, we still have all the... Okay, deployed while extended then. I hate that that's the default. Like, excuse me. Okay, so now we need to abort to the runway. Oh no. Okay, give me a second here, guys. I'm gonna also fire up these. I'm gonna have to use this. Alright, sorry, we are... Where? How far do we have to go? Where's Kerbin? That's a ways down there, isn't it? It's like way down there. Oh, great. I just don't want to kill these people if we don't have to. I have a lot of monoprop because I'm using RCS, so I have all this oxidizer. Oh, which I'm burning through. Great. Okay, we are going to have to. We're going to have to just abort to ground here and try to just ditch it somewhere on the ground. We are not going to be able to abort back to the runway. We cannot do RTLS. But we do have all the controls, the aerodynamic control surfaces on this thing. So hopefully that's enough. I don't run parallels, no. Can I make the Kerbal's faces into shock? I can't. We're gonna try to land on land. I don't think this thing would be very happy landing in the ocean. Well, this got exciting, guys. Now we'll see if this thing can actually fly. I guess this is a good test. I'm going to turn off roll on these outer ones so we don't get crazy here. Oh yeah, I forgot I have these too. I'm nervous. I'm going to make sure these don't have too much control authority, otherwise they might flip it. I want to start extending our glide range here a little bit. It does not have air brakes, but it does have quite a bit of lift. We have extra wings because, you know, this is the Armageddon space shuttle, obviously. Alright, so I'm going to actually have to increase these front canards. Uh-oh, this is not looking good. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Pull up. Pull up. Why? Can I jettison these? No. No, I cannot. I'm giving it everything it's got, guys, and it's not coming up at all. That nose is not lifting. But it is slowing down quite a bit now that we're in the lower atmosphere. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Come on. Come on, nose up, nose up, nose up, nose up. What are you doing? Why? This is bad. This is very, very, very bad. Ladies and gentlemen, we have lost the crew of Freedom Grabtastic. I did not see that. Oh, man. Oh. Dang it. Flying without RCS and have trouble controlling. I should have clicked RCS, but I was almost out of oxidizer. It would have only lasted a few seconds. Alright, well, we're not going to revert. We killed him. We have to accept that into our hearts. Everyone collect your data. Lock the doors. Not taking phone calls. Recover all that crap. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to make sure this thing can actually... We might not be able to land our heroes out there at the asteroid now. Because this thing apparently doesn't have enough control. It couldn't pitch up at all. So I'm going to put these way up here. I'm also going to try scooting these way back. And these way back. The further back these are, the more control it'll have over being able to pitch up. And then hopefully that'll help. I don't know. No, we didn't test it. Of course not. So what else could we do to help it? That other one I think we are going to have to land on RCS. So let's make sure Freedom Grabtastic 2. Let's make sure that this one doesn't or uses up all the RCS it has to dock, if that makes sense. Hey, I'm gonna get a little refill on coffee quick before we launch this next Grabtastic 2. Also, before we forget, let's go ahead and just rotate this back. That was a scary minute there when it hit the wings again. We could also, if we need to, just to make sure it clears and doesn't go anywhere towards the back towards the booster, or towards this shuttle like it has been, we can do this and put those on the separations. There we go. That should help it at least just clear the wings. Okay, I'll be right back. I'll take a little 2-minute break here. Thanks, Lee Ellis, and hi. Howdy. 1 second here, guys. Don't go anywhere. I'm just gonna refill on coffee, grab a little snack. I'll be right back if I remember what my button is. I think we all dreamt about going to space when we were kids. But when the space shuttle program ended in 2011, I discovered a void in my life. That emptiness led to a newfound obsession with space. A few years later, I wound up bidding on a Russian spacesuit as a joke. When the box arrived at my doorstep, my friends asked, "What are you gonna do with a spacesuit?" The answer? What can't I do with a spacesuit? That's how Everyday Astronaut was born. Since then, the suit hasn't left my side. It's even gone around the world with me. From remote villages in Myanmar, rockets, and spaceships. To beautiful fields in Norway. I'm fighting a cow to get a picture right now.
Here I am on vacation in the beautiful Norway with my beautiful boyfriend.
I even proposed to my wife in the suit at Machu Picchu in Peru. These days I work with leaders in the space industry to create fun and inspirational content. I've even been invited to different NASA facilities across the country, all for the sake of sharing my excitement with the world.
Hey there, it's me, Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, but NASA is doing some incredible things. This is church for us space nerds.
This is where Gene Kranz was sitting when people first got up.
This is with permission.
I still don't know how. I love that I'm standing on something that says urine bags.
This thing's gonna fly like a cat in heat. Whatever that means.
Okay, I'm back. Let's not do that again. So, ooh, Terrence. No. So here's the deal. I did see someone in the chat mention something about, if I move the wings back, doesn't that move the center of mass back? Yes. But I'm nervous that as we re-enter, we do want our wings as far back as possible, because we haven't gone through re-entry yet with this thing either. So that's another thing to consider. And by the way, I think if we launch right away, we should be still on that same orbital inclination, only a few little bit things off. And one engineer, please. No, all scientists, I guess. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's do this again. Old Gamer Noob says, don't wings by nature have to be at the center of mass? No, you almost, no matter what, want your center of lift behind your center of mass. The closer they are to the center of mass, the less stable it is. But it is more maneuverable. You're right that you can swing like a fighter jet has its center of lift really, really, really close to the center of mass. And that's why they can pull crazy maneuvers and flip around and stuff so quickly. It's also very unstable, so those are very advanced. That's why they're all fly-by-wire. A normal airplane or anything like that has its center of lift behind its center of mass. Normally, like a jetliner and things. That way, say all of a sudden you're coming at an angle with the wind. If your center of mass is behind your center of lift, the second you come at an angle, the center of lift is going to flip back around the center of mass. It's going to pivot around it. So you want that so that it corrects, just like a dart, or an arrow, where you have your center of mass at the front of it and the center of lift behind it, the wings. So if it starts to go off center, if it starts to go away from something, it repositions itself. But it is harder to rotate. It is harder to pitch up. But that's why I put those canards a little further forward. So add decouplers on extra fuel tanks on the back of the shuttle. It's not a bad idea. We'd also get plenty of an additional Delta V boost. But I think we're okay. We got that other asteroid no problem, so let's just try and do that same thing again here. We're running out of time here, though. We really gotta get this thing going. All right, here we go. And engine ignition. 3, 2, 1, hip hip. For now, I'm actually just gonna hold radial out. And I think right away, I am going to actually have to lower the thrust on these two, because it does really want to pitch that way. This should help straighten her out. Actually, I could even just almost turn these off now that we cleared the pad. There we go, that's pretty nice. Oh, I can also just throttle down, I think. No, actually, I can't. Dude, that was not a 2-minute break. Sorry. If I see this, say hi. Hi, Mikey. It's all a matter of luck when I happen to look over there. Underneath the bridge and keep on losing stream arg. Oh no, why are you under a bridge, Aiden? Get out from that bridge. What are you doing? Alright, here we go. We have booster step here. We had some scary stuff last time. Let's hope. Alright. I don't care if they run into each other. That was better. Okay, now we need to re-thrust these guys up. Just a little. Okay, now, very slowly, we do want to head anti-target. Okay, I said very slowly. Jeez, computer. Not bad, not bad. This is looking better already. I feel like we have a little more control over this thing. Alright, I'm going to increase the thrust in here because I want to get us out there. Am I going the right way? Why does this feel... Yeah, that's about right. Alright. Old gamer noob. Aiden, I'm sorry to say, you did just out yourself as a troll. Because you live under a bridge! No, you don't live under a bridge, but that's funny. Fly to the moon. Okay, but you might crash and die. Yas! Alright, let's see if we can actually get this thing into orbit this time. I don't remember... I think the problem was last time I just started messing with things. And we just don't want to do that. Small inputs, if any. I kind of just want to level her out here. But I'm just letting the computer hold anti-target right now because that's where we want to go. Then the main thing is we have to watch, see how pitch is starting to have to fight a lot. So if we lower these thrust, it won't have to pitch nearly as much. So the gimbal won't have to work as hard. As a matter of fact, we can shut those off. And there's the center one. I'll make sure this one's ready to go too. Hey, Jake. Jacob, I am working, so I'm doing the Reddit challenge this week, which is docking 2 asteroids together. But I decided we're going to dock them using the Armageddon space shuttles. And try to dock 2 space shuttles together while they have asteroids attached to them. So it's actually going to be quite difficult. Okay, here's where we screwed up last time. This thing does not like holding anything other than a direct heading. Hang on. Hold on here. Okay, I'm gonna have to go ahead and detach now. Even though we have a tiny bit of RCS left. Or a tiny bit of fuel left on that stage. It's okay. Clear that. Get rid of these. Okay. Now we turn these guys off, turn these guys on. We're going to finish kind of putting ourselves into orbit here. And again, paying attention to our ascending and descending node here. It's called driving. Can you use extra fuel for it to deorbit? Yes. So that's our plan here, is to use once we dock the asteroids together. I don't know why we're doing this, but we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna try to land each space shuttle again. And this Freedom hopefully has an easier time landing. Alright, we're almost in orbit. And notice it does look like we're slowing down, which technically we're coasting up to our highest point, our apoapsis. And even though we're technically like slowing down a little bit, or now we're starting to not. But that's okay because we're actually increasing our speed on the whole orbit here which will raise our lowest point. So notice our lowest point right now, our periapsis, is 300 kilometers above the very center of Kerbin. So as we speed up here, that's going to raise that backside of that orbit, so it eventually comes out beyond Kerbin, and therefore we continually miss, and that's orbit. Yikes, the Stig's American cousin says, your AC went out last night in Florida in the middle of summer. Send help. I absolutely don't doubt that you would need help for that. That's crazy. What mods am I using? Really none. I have the history expansion pack, and then I'm using just Kerbal Engineer. Oh, and I guess I have trajectories on here. So yeah, a few, but nothing crazy. So Kerbal Engineering Redux is what gives you all these readouts, which I think are pretty necessary to the game. Yeah. Everyday Astronaut is so normal now. Even without my spacesuit? Yeah, I know. Live in the fridge. That should just be Florida's state motto, live in the fridge. It's the only place cool enough to survive. No realism overhaul today. We're doing a Reddit challenge, so... yeah. This is going to be hard enough anyway. I don't know if I'll hardly even be able to do this. So what we need to do, too, is we need to start figuring out if we can even get an orbital rendezvous here with this thing. I have no idea how close we'll be. Oh! Wow. We can actually get pretty... Wow. That's surprising here, guys. So I'm not even going to finish up our orbit here, because that's not really going to help us. So I'm just gonna work on getting this orbital rendezvous again. This rendezvous with the asteroid. Look at that. If I change where this is at, we can probably basically nail it. Look at that. 200 kilometers. That's fantastic. Oh, 900. Sorry. 100. Or 200. 200 is as close as we can get for now, and then we'll just change it again. So that's not bad. It's actually quite good. I've docked with one asteroid Raj, and we're heading out to the other one right now. So in our Armageddon space shuttles, this is Freedom this is the second Freedom. We killed, unfortunately, the crew of the first Freedom. Oopsies. And I just went past it, but it's okay. Might do a little bit of this just to speed up our thing. I'm going to relight this engine quick. There we go. I don't want to use too much of our oxidizer though. But I want to do that just so we kind of get back on track for where we need to be in our burn. We can sell chips that look like rockets. This should have been Freedom you're right, Wookie Goldberg. By the way, welcome, Wookie Goldberg. I have not seen your name in a while. I'm doing great, the Exoplanets channel. How are you? And FC Coretta, I don't know why you might not be currently good at KSP, but that doesn't mean you won't always be not good at Kerbal. Trust me, I spent a year just like... Although, actually, I got to the moon not knowing how to quick save and not knowing what stability control was. I only flew manually, and it took me like a week to figure it out. But I was obsessed with it. And I also played a ton of flight simulators when I was young. So I'm pretty decent at like the whole flight control stuff. But it just takes practice. Honestly, this game takes a lot of practice. You play on PS4, that would be hard, I feel like. Australia puts Florida to shame. In heat? Maybe it does, actually. Preemptively signing off just in case. Alright, well, Aiden, in case you... Yeah. Thank you for hanging out in the Discord channel. Have a good one. Thanks for saying hi. Alright, we're getting close here, guys. I will have to make an adjustment once we get really close here. And... Pew. Ooh, we are pretty far off, so I'm going to use RCS to back up here a little bit, I think. That's what my heart's telling me. Alright, so 335, that's not bad. We can do that. Quick save. We're gonna fly out there. I should be at work, but you're still laying in bed. We all have those days, Terrence. I get it. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do here? I'm gonna do an adjustment here on our ascending and descending node. That should save me some time later on. I was right the first time. Oh. Maybe. See how much delta V an inclination change causes? There we go. So now we just have to find... That's funny. Our rendezvous goes away when we do that, so maybe we shouldn't touch it. But it looks like it doesn't take much. It looks like we're so close. $398. Here we go. Just a little bit here should go a pretty long ways. So we got down to 300 flat. Let's try and do a little extra maneuver this way. See if we can't. Nope. Can't do it there. So let's try a little bit of this. Aha. Aha. Nope. Went the wrong way. Crap, it's just not worth it. We'll just get to our nearest point, and then we will do, so this is where we have to match the orbits, so hopefully it's not more than about 400 or 500 meters per second different. Oh god. Oh, 680, yikes. Alright, this might be the one that has to limp home. So now we face away from our target. Hey, thank you, Hi Bye. Dang, that really means a lot. I hope you understand that I take that stuff to heart. They said they don't watch my streams because I have the most interesting topics. There are plenty of interesting streams. I watch them because of your passion, personality, and connecting with your fans. Well, thank you. Honestly, that is a huge compliment, and I take that very seriously. So, thank you so much. Okay, so now we do we're gonna match our velocities again. So this makes it so right now you can see that the asteroid is like flying by us. You can see how quickly this asteroid is moving. And we are 328 kilometers away from it. Getting a little bit closer, but then we're going to get further away. So that's why we had to match our orbits again. So right now we are working on orbit matching. So we're just canceling out the velocity difference between where we are and where that asteroid is. So we're matching its speed. So you can see we're actually flying literally parallel to like where it's going. And that way we'll be flying basically next to it, and then all we have to do is fly to it. So as we keep burning, you'll notice we're eventually going to snap and we'll be on the same. So right now the asteroid is not orbiting Kerbin yet. The asteroid's stuck outside of, it's stuck orbiting the sun. It's did a Kerbin flyby. So now we are now exiting Kerbin. That's what this is right here. We're on a Kerbin escape trajectory. Once this matches here, we'll be on pretty much the exact same orbit, and then all we have to do is fly to it. Hey, thanks, Desire. We'll look at the moon tonight with a telephoto lens and a CCD camera. That sounds awesome. Ever heard of the Vandenberg Falcon 9 launch will be the first RTLS landing? Yes, that'll be in September. And I forgot about that when I was talking about the live stream the other day. Hopefully that's also a fairing recovery attempt. That should be... I need one of those. I need another fairing. I need them to catch a fairing. That's like my next... I can't wait for them to do that. I think you ended up launching 180 degrees incline because I saw your orbit reverse a few seconds ago. Oops. No, the orbit didn't reverse. Here we go. So now we just fly at it, and that will make it so we get really close. Again, the last time I think I ended up doing about 30 meters per second. That got us there pretty quick. Like that. And we'll now hit it at that ascending node. Quick save. Return to launch site. We will, eventually. So now look how we're just getting closer and closer and closer. So at this ascending node, we'll have to do another target difference. So we're going to flip around here. We're going 30. So we're 5 kilometers away right now. So we'll cancel out our velocity again. Right about now, we're about as close as we'll get. Once we do that, then we're going to fly right at the target again. A little bit slower. Boop. Good enough, pretty much. And then fly at our target here. Okay, settle down, RCS. I went into fine control mode so we can more easily fly right at our target here. Okay, so I'm flying at it at 5 meters per second now, so you should see we're going to arm this. I want to do this as quick as possible. Alright, we're 5 meters away. Let's head there. Oh, excuse me. What did I just do? Flew right past it. That time warp got me. Oh, we're not too far away, though. That was embarrassing. Good thing we didn't ram right into it. Okay, lining up. So notice again that prograde vector, we want it to go right to our target. Alright, quick save here for safety. What camera and lenses do I use? Well, what I live stream with is a Blackmagic Studio camera. By the way, you can see anything I have on my website too. I have a partners page that shows all my streaming setup and stuff at everydayastronaut.com. But I use a Blackmagic Studio camera running through a Blackmagic mini recorder capture card, basically. So that's out SDI. SDI has less latency compared to HDMI. So I use that. I use an Apollo Twin preamp with a Sennheiser microphone, and then for my videos I use a it's back over my shoulder, a Sony A7R II. I still use all Canon mount lenses though. I don't own any Sony lenses. I love Sigma lenses though. Almost my entire, I have like a 14-1.8 Sigma, I have a 20-1.4 Sigma, 50-1.4 Sigma, a 70 or a 120 to 300 f2.8 Sigma. I have an 18 to 35 f1.8 Sigma. I love Sigma, and I'm not sponsored by them at all. I wish I was, because I already use every single thing that they all make. Alright, there we go. Now we just need to target the center of mass again. And now we just have to correct ourselves to find that target. We're going to go ahead and go free pivot here until we find that center of that target. Okay, whoa, there it is. So this is hard to do because it swings around a lot, so we need to get ready to lock ourselves again back on it. So I just have to match up to that target, but notice the target moves as well as, so we're basically just really slowly doing this until we're right in the center of mass, and then we'll lock it again like that. Oh, there we go, that's pretty good. Alright, another C-class asteroid in our hands. And notice how little delta V we have. So now we have to do that same thing again where we put this thing, we got to get this thing into orbit. And we got to do it now because we're already past our lowest point, our periapsis. So we're going to go ahead and flip around. Do I have a telescope for photography of space? I just have one telescope here. It's just more for me to look through. It's just a Celestron like brass telescope. It's cool. It's really pretty. That's the main reason I own it. I just think it's gorgeous. But yeah, I need to get a good space setup someday. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and plop this baby into orbit. It's not liking this without RCS. It's going to need some RCS apparently. That might be because our center of mass is a little bit off here. So maybe let me reset that quick. So I'm going to free pivot. That's even worse. I'm going to just do stability control here because I don't think it has a good sense of that. That looks so dang close. There we go. That looks even better. Okay. Now I'll keep burning here. Again, it's kind of pitching up, so I will have to use RCS to hold this. Alright. Quick save. This is Kerbal Space Program. And Kerbal Space Program is basically, it's you build rockets, you take them wherever you want. I built the Armageddon space shuttle like this from Armageddon for some. I forgot to flip up the wingtips. Crap. Is that really what it looked like? I was kind of looking at this more. Dang it, I forgot about the flipped up wingtips. Well, I failed. But basically, I'm taking the Reddit on the subreddit r/Kerbal Space Program. The challenge is to dock 2 asteroids together. So that's what I'm doing, and we're going to see if we can. First, we got to get these asteroids into orbit around Kerbin, and then we have to dock it with this. Where is that asteroid? That asteroid. That's going to be really hard to do, guys. Yeah, that's what we're doing. A SpaceX Falcon Super Heavy would be awesome. Gotta start over. We need to flip those tips. Sigma is great. Agreed, comic. So hopefully we can still get this thing into orbit. We should have no problem. We have plenty of Delta V. The hard part is going to be having enough Delta V to rendezvous, dock, and then land back on Kerbin. This is going to be really hard. Mars has water. That is amazing. The audio sounds a little weird, huh? Any suggestions? If you want to know where I get like the globes and stuff, just go to my website, Everyday Astronaut. Check on partners. I have anything that's in my videos, like where you get these rockets and stuff like that. You can find that on that partners page. I could have done a gravity assist there. Why didn't I do that? Those are hard, but hard to line up your inclinations with gravity assists. I wish I could see the lunar eclipse. Can I even read this? Yes. Yes, you can read that, Sam Goob. Are you suggesting that I can't read? Could you ride the asteroid through atmospheric reentry? We could sure try. Maybe one of them will do that, and that will be its heat shield through reentry. Do I think NASA observation decks will be open for upcoming Putin launch since it's planned for 1 a.m.? they normally do, I think, still sell tickets. John might know it better, actually. John Ellis in the chat there might know about night launches sold at Kennedy Space Center. I actually don't really have too much experience with that. So actually, I'm gonna... Oh god, how much is this ascending node change gonna be? This is gonna be a big one, guys. I'll do half of it on this, and then half of it on the other one. Oh, did we actually have almost a rendezvous there? So that's putting us into... There we go. We can actually get an intercept there for only 170. There's going to be a huge velocity difference there. Oh, that just looks closer than it is. But I'm going to keep trying to match the orbits here. Which is going to be very expensive again. But we're going to use most of it on this one, because this one I think can re-enter better than the other one. Than the other space shuttle, and I want to make sure that other one comes home safe. They've been gone from home longer, so they deserve to survive. Okay, now let's get these ascending nodes to match. No. What is happening here? Why are my ascending nodes not switching at all? Am I just that far off? Yeah, I might be. Okay, come on. Oh, wait. What is going on? Excuse me. Yes, I would like to stay in orbit, please. Oh, there we go. There is a descending node match, right there. For 350 meters per second. That's not bad, guys. We can do this. We'll have to do a few orbits then to match up close, but that's very doable. Sweet. We can do this. I'm feeling good about this. Landing is going to be calling in style and hoping we don't crash it. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting landing. I can guarantee that. Okay, so we're going to fast forward to our burn time here. It's a 3-minute burn, so we'll burn at a minute and a half. Wait. Ah, crap. I just flew right past it. I was looking at this. Dang it. I don't really want to do a quick save revert. Should I? Yeah, let's. First quick save revert. Okay. I'll pay better attention this time. This one. Two days. 1 day. Justin! Aw, thank you, Justin. I love you too. But seriously, thank you for your tip. That means a lot. I'm just having fun here today. Buzz Lightyear maneuver. Terrence, you feel bad when I read your typos. Hey, I'm like Ron Burgundy. I basically read it word for word, and I can't undo it. So if you have a typo in there, it's basically gonna get said. Kind of like when all the people were trolling me 2 days ago with inappropriate things, and I didn't know. So now I'm wiser. I will no longer be saying things like Ligma. Because there's like LIGO satellites and stuff, so the idea of something being called Ligma, like all these things are very similar to spaceflight terms. So I'm just like, haven't heard of that one. I'm too old. Like I said, guys, I'm in my 30s. I'm too old for this stuff. All right, now we're making our inclination change here. Does KSP have sandy asteroids? They do not. And yeah, also Jeff, exactly right. Yep. Yep, I got... Oh! We need to apparently use some RCS here. Gotta pay attention, Tim. Oh, Justin, no, I will not see the... I'll tune in and see it like on streams, but unfortunately in North America we won't be able to see it at all. It's gonna be the longest one in a long time too, so I'm kind of sad. 30s is too old, that's hysterical. Hey, I can't keep up with the kids these days, I'll just put it that way. Notice me, senpai. Hi, Albert. What am I gonna do near? I don't know. Is that another? Am I getting trolled again? Cloudy here in Yorkshire. Dang it. Make a realistic space shuttle? What's not realistic about the Armageddon space shuttle? What do you have against that? Come on. Sweet, you're waking up at 4 a.m. to watch the eclipse. That's awesome. Hey Sam, how you doing? I'm great. Senpai, I have 12 subs. If you want subs, make awesome content. That's all there is. Just start making content. There's nothing stopping anyone from making amazing content. I literally just started about a year and a half ago, guys. And I'm not saying my stuff's amazing, but I at least know that, you know, you have to start. Period. You can't get subs just from hoping that they come around. So yeah. Spacecraft lands on a comet. That's cute. I do have a Ducati, Sloppy asks. I do have a Ducati. What's that have to do with anything? It's an older. It's a 996. So it's not very fast by today's standards. I've owned faster motorcycles. Like a ZX-10 was. That would have been the death of me. That thing. Want to know something crazy? That motorcycle, it was a 2004. I owned it in like 2006. It had first gear on that motorcycle. First gear went to 104 mile an hour at Redline. 100. You can't. So in other words, you cannot take that motorcycle to Redline anywhere legally in the United States on public roads. So it's just, it was absurd. It was absolutely absurd. It power wheelie through like third gear. It was the dumbest motorcycle I've ever owned. Short wheelbase. It was amazing. Don't get me wrong. A fine piece of engineering, but man, that thing wanted to kill me every time I rode it. All right. We now have matched inclinations, people. Look at... and then, so now all we have to do, quick save. We are going to try to line up our... get a closer rendezvous just by letting our orbits match up eventually. So I don't want to fly past one. Just pay attention here until these get pretty close. We could raise one of the orbits to the other one or lower them if we need to get a closer rendezvous, but for now let's just kind of see where we go. It was a ZX-10R, a Kawasaki ZX-10R. Uh-oh. We're going to run into min-miss on this one, so we better do something to change that. That's not good. That's very not good. So let's go ahead and let's lower our apoapsis so we avoid min-miss. Wait, what? You'd think this would be showing us. Let's just do this so we can get closer and closer. Or wait, oh, is it this one that's gonna run into min-miss? Okay, don't panic, don't panic. It's this one. Ooh. Yeah, you are lucky. Oh, this is a special asteroid, isn't it, guys? You're very lucky that you can see him in the Netherlands. That is, and by the way, I love the Netherlands. That place is magic. So let me set the target here. And let's see just by doing a maneuver here if we can't. A, avoid min-miss, and B, maybe get a closer rendezvous. Trying. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Look at this. We're going to get really close over here. 400 kilometers is not bad. 300 is not bad at all. 200 is our magic number. Sweet. That's awesome for only 10 meters per second, too. All right. This one has a lot more delta V, too, so we're going to start doing the maneuvers from this one. Although we need to save the RCS for this one for re-entry. Hopefully this maneuver... Oh, we're still going to use the moon, apparently. We're going to do a little gravity assist around the moon. Or around Minmus. This is going to be sweet. Justin, hey, thank you. You must be feeling good for the eclipse. I really appreciate that. Real tiny little burst. Do not taunt the magic boulder. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and maneuver over to our... Eek! Careful. There we go. Okay, we're going to start doing our burn now, although we only need to do a real quick little burn. Yikes. Gonna get a little closer to our maneuver node so we're more accurate. Eek! Did our center of mass shift on us or something, or what is going on? Okay, stop trying to chase that. I'm gonna fly this thing. I'm Bruce Willis. I'm gonna fly this thing. I think it was just getting into a feedback loop there. This is gonna be so hard trying to dock two space shuttles with asteroids attached to their noses. What am I thinking? Honestly. Let's see how we're doing here. So we are doing... Look at that. Not bad. Distance. A ways off. Why is that distance not changing? There we go. Separation. 500, 400. Oh, look at that. Oh, 200. That's perfect, guys. We'll see you, Justin. Thanks for hanging out. Tormy, hi. What's so special about magic boulders? They are amazing. I don't know what's so special about them, but they are amazing. All right, so let's do our, hopefully, cool. We're going to do a little flyby of Minmus, and then we're going to get to our closest approach. Again, quick save here. I want to get this mission done here in the next hour. I need to be done for sure by 12:30 my time. All right, here we go. We're going to do a little Minmus flyby. It'll give us the slightest little shift in our orbit, which will help us. Not necessarily planned. I mean, I didn't intend to do that, but it's the way it worked out. There we go. We're out of its sphere of influence already by Minmus. Okay, here we come, other asteroid. I think we're going to have about a 200 meter per second burn here in order to match up. Let me see if I can, again, try to do a little bit of descending node change to bring these closer together. 231. There we go. 200. A little bit of a burn here brings us a little closer together. Real modest, though. We don't want anything too crazy. Oh, see, like that. I'd say let's not mess with it. Let's get to our close approach, and then we'll fix from there. Paul Jr., you made it and you're late like always. Hi. I love it. We are not going to land with the giant boulder. We're just going to dock him, prove that we docked him, and then we're still going to try to recover our crew, though, at least. Alright, that's as close as we're going to get. So now we need to just go... Oh, only a 28 meter per second burn. That's not bad. Let me also ensure that... maybe it's not going to be too bad. I'll just hold... Holding a target is easier than holding a maneuver node, because the maneuver node will adjust around on you. Holding a target is easier for a computer with something like this. It won't go into a feedback loop as much. Okay. Dock the two ships and re-enter them together. That would be unbelievable. That would be a lot of fun. I almost want to try it just for fun. Okay. Now we'll aim ourselves at our target, which is again 200 meters away, 200 kilometers away. So we're going to close that gap now and try to get a little bit closer. Hopefully something more like, I don't know, 5 or so before we scrub off the velocity difference again. So look at that, we're 100. Five, there we go. 5 looks good. Quick save. Alright, and I'm going to see... I would love to not have to flip all the way back around. I would love if I could just use RCS to slow us down for this bit. Although, we do have to pay attention to our oxidizer. So maybe I don't want to use RCS. Okay, we are 5. So I'm going to try just flipping around using just our reaction wheels here, which are plenty strong. And again, we just have to scrub off that velocity difference. Build a massive heat shield to bring them in together. That would be amazing. I really wish we could do that. I just don't think it's going to be a possibility. I don't even know how we'd deorbit, since the engines would be opposite of each other. Maybe I guess we just use one. We could try it. We could try re-entering with 2 asteroids. Don't know why, but we can try if we think we can. Okay, so I'm gonna wait until we are actually at that point. Didn't we say we're only... Oh, we're gonna be 7.2. Okay. Oopsies. Stop moving away. I'm glad I put a bunch of reaction wheels in this thing, because otherwise it'd be an absolute pain in the butt. I ate a milkshake and dipped fries in the milkshake. That is a sin. You should never... Oh! I'm burning that engine by accident. That was a mistake. No wonder I'm burning through oxidizer so quick. That's a big mistake, guys. Okay, now we fly at our target. Yikes. Launch a giant wing to land the asteroid. There's 2 asteroids though, that's the problem. I have no idea. I'm not going to be able to stream the eclipse, unfortunately. I have a bunch of stuff to do today, and yeah. Unfortunately, there's going to be other people that can do it. Do a video on interstellar propulsion and some ideas on how to get to exoplanets. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Heading towards our target. 0.3 away, that looks pretty nice, but we can do better. What's going on? 200 meters away. Okay. Here comes the moment of truth here, guys. Oh my gosh. I do not know how we're going to dock these. I will tell you that. That's going to be a crazy challenge because they won't be able to, like, really fly. Oh my gosh. I really don't know how we're going to do this. If we can do this, I hope the people at Reddit consider this a huge success. So here we go. We're going to be about 200 meters away from these at our closest point. So I'll start scrubbing off. Oh, no. Stop doing whatever you're doing. Whatever you're doing, stop doing it. Quick save here. And we're going to fly very slowly. I need to just turn on fine controls so we don't burn through. Oh my gosh, this one's almost out of oxidizer. All right, we're going to look to our friend over there. First off, we're going to scrub off this velocity difference, and then we're going to hopefully have that other one fly and do all the docking because this one is almost out of everything. All right, so we're matching its velocity now. We're trying to. I'm going to fly slightly at it, just slightly. We want to go opposite so that prograde vector runs right through our center, our target center. Sweet! Oh, that might have been too much, but this looks pretty good. We are at least now flying towards it. And now to prepare for docking, I think I'm going to go ahead and fly against our target. Oh my gosh. I have no idea how we're going to do this, guys. If we can dock these using space shuttles, I really hope the subreddit appreciates that. Because the hard was docking 2 C-class asteroids together. So hopefully docking with 2 Armageddon-style space shuttles and returning the crew home safely is considered extra hard, hopefully. Alright, here we go. Looking good here. Alright, let's switch over to this other vessel here. And we're going to go ahead without RCS, which we have not that much RCS on this guy either. We're going to go ahead and go anti-target 2, and we're going to use, I wish I could flip orientation on our stuff. This is going to be really hard. Oh my gosh. But here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to wait until they get close to each other. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then we basically have to, like, match their velocities like this. And then I'm going to have to swing one down right onto the docking port of the other one. Alright. So first off, we want to match the roll so the bellies are facing each other. Okay, we're going to quick save here again. Now let's time warp a little bit, see how close we're getting. This is not bad, actually. This is a lot better than I thought. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, we need to open up our docking port. Oh my gosh. Moment of truth here, guys. We are... This is shocking. If this works... Okay. Gonna quick save again. Lots of quick saving here. Okay, now what we need to do... We need to rotate that other craft tail to the left. So that means going... like this. And also want to bring this tail... Oopsies, tail up. So they don't quite run into each other. Okay, something about like this. Switch to the other one. This one we want the tail down the other way. Let's go ahead and scrub off the velocity difference here quick too. Tail down. We need to swing this thing down. Okay. I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to try. So many of these controls are opposite right now. Oh my gosh, this is so hard. Look at that, we're pretty close. I gotta lift up the other one now. Again, opposite controls is killing me on some of this. Quick save here. This is looking good. Holy cow. Okay, I think all we have to do now is basically swing down so the belly buttons touch. Oh my gosh. Look at that. We are right on target. Oh god, what's happening? What's happening? Why did it just totally throw itself out of balance? What is going on? What just happened? I didn't do anything and it just went out of control. Did I say control from here already? Is that what happened? Yes, I did. I should not have done that. Revert quick save. Okay, so let's not do that. Let's not control from that docking port. Let's just manually hope that we can we need fine controls here. What am I doing? Oh, that's the problem. When I try to pitch. Got it, got it, got it. I need to pitch without RCS. Those front RCS are way too strong, apparently. I'm gonna go back to that quick save. That's the problem. It's when I'm trying to slow down, it's also inducing a lot of pitch. So I basically need to do this docking without RCS. It's going to be kind of the key here. So first I need to flatten out the rolls so they perfectly match. And then I'm gonna slide this guy over here to match. Okay, sorry if I'm not able to pay attention at all to you guys right now. This is extremely hard. Here we go. This is looking pretty good. The problem is any RCS control adds so much unwanted extra movement. Other way, other way, other way. So I'm trying to do this without, trying to dock without RCS, and that's very, very, very difficult. I am going to have to move a little bit forward with this. Okay. Oopsies. Now I just have to fling this one down. Oh god, that's too much. Guys, this is so hard, I can't even... And it's all backwards. Every control, I have to fight my instincts. Every control is backwards, it feels like. Okay. Wait, why is that going up now? Excuse me. Oh, this is so hard. In advanced triggers, turn off pitch roll for each RCS. There's so many RCS thrusters that would take forever. I could hit control from here, but I'm just nervous. It just really gets extra wonky. I'm gonna revert to quick save. I will try. Someone added too many RCS thrusters. You're actually right. I may have added too many. I'll admit that. So let's try control from here. And let's try targeting that. Let's do very fine control here. There we go. Oh, this is so weird. Everything is backwards and weird and funny and scary. Oh. I don't know how to stop this movement. Help. Oh, I know how I could. Dang it, I know how I could have done that. A little bit of engine. Okay, let's try this again. I think we've got a system here that works. I just need to... Okay. I cannot express how hard this is. Hence my extreme concentration face. Okay, so what we're going to do, toggle that. We're going to go ahead and match these two. Do a little bit of that. Oops. No, that's the wrong way. That's the wrong way. Where is that? Ah! We'll get this. We'll get this in the song. I knew this was going to be the hardest part of this. Okay, so first off, let's meet our vector headings like this. Oops. Again, everything's inverted, which makes this very fun. No. No, I touched the things once. Excuse me. Excuse me. We're trying to touch belly buttons here. Does no one care? Does no one care? This is so hard. I cannot even express. Okay, how about first, before I switch that main thing, let's try to match. It'll be easier if I'm lined up this way before I get into all that stuff. Oopsies. No RCS, no RCS. Just reaction wheels. I'll try to line up their two fuselages a little bit better so they're at least more on target this way. Start off with that. Do that with the same on this one. No RCS. We just want the fuselages to line up so that they're belly to belly. They are floating away from each other. That's not necessarily a good thing. Okay. Real light little inputs like this. I really want to try to zero out our velocity for a second. That would be amazing. But I don't know how exactly we'll do that. That's not doing it. There we go. Now we're getting close. And then just this, and hopefully we can get our velocity to 0. Almost. This is pretty close. But we're ways off from each other now. Ah! We do have to... Oh! 0 flame. That's not a bad idea. It doesn't say you have to be attached to the asteroids while docking. I like that idea. Why don't I just dock the space shuttles and then once they're together dock the asteroids? That's brilliant. Yes. Let's just dock one of them. Okay, so that's a great idea. Here we go. We're going to release. Okay, now to stop moving forward. We need to target this. We need to control from here. This should be so much easier. Look at that. Already so much easier. Match the roll. Oh god. Let's retract our solar panel, shall we? This is still not easy. Once you get off, it just like goes all over. So much easier. Okay, cancel out that velocity. Set as target. Control from here. So first I'm kind of gonna back up from it so we can just come on it a little bit more straight on. How am I doing? Every single control in my life is like totally backwards right now. I have to use my left hand for some things. I don't know how to fix that now. I wish I would have put action groups so I could easily switch back and forth between the two controls, like to control from the deck or control from this thing. Dang it, because this looks pretty good. This honestly looks pretty good. There we go. Okay, now I know which controls are which. Check this out. Here we go. Now we can do this, I think. Belly to belly. This is definitely the closest we've gotten. Come on. Come on, magnets, do your thing. Magnets, how the F did they work? Come on. Yes! Yes! Great idea, guys. Thank you. Now, where did our other asteroid go? Oh, thank God. I thought it, like, left. Okay. We can do this now. That was... Oh, my gosh. Okay. Control from here. That was so hard, guys. Yes, F5. Good idea. Okay, we're going to target this. Wow, guys, I can't even tell you how much concentration that took, because everything was like backwards, so I had to fight every instinct. One of them was like 90 degrees turned, so if I wanted to translate like prograde, retrograde, I had to hit like I and K. Oh my gosh. That was intense. Now, how much RCS do we have? Not much. So what I'm going to do... I'm going to just turn on... First, we need to cancel out the velocity difference between these two. Where are you watching Falcon 9 from the Cape? Corona, thank you for your tip. I don't have any plans to see a Falcon 9 anytime in the immediate future. When I'm not going to be down there this week or anything. I live in Iowa, so I don't get to go down to the Cape very often. So unfortunately, yeah, I won't be down there anytime too soon. But when I do, I typically try to watch from the press site when available, when I get accredited. So here we go. I'm trying to cancel out the velocity here about as quickly as it seems realistic to do so. Okay, velocity is now canceled. Now let's head right towards our target. Nice and slow, guys. Don't go too willy-nilly on me. Alright, here we go. Here we come, target. Alright, this is the final part of the challenge, is docking these two. So as long as we can dock them together, F5 for safety. All we have to do is touch the nose to that thing and we basically do it. Okay. You know what's cool? I think I could hit my action group and switch the thrust around on these if I need to. Alright, just make contact. Yes! Yes! I can't believe that! No way! Okay, we're hiding this. Holy crap. Where's Kerbin? There's Kerbin in the background. Guys! That's honestly about the best thing I've ever done in Kerbal Space Program. Holy crap! I can't believe that just happened. Looks like a playing card. Oh my gosh. Now that, I'm proud of that one. I am very proud of that one. I can't believe that. Yes. Wow. Whew. Well, should we see if we can get the crew back home? If we can land these crew, I'm not even going to try to land them on the runway. I don't have time to do that. But what I am going to try to do, is just land them somewhere on ground. All right. Put my Kerbals in EVA. There's 8 of them. I don't think I have time to do 8 EVAs. But I could do at least one. Maybe the pilot in command of each one of these. Here you go. You're coming out here. Let's take a picture with you. Where are you? What? Oh, there you are. Now, I haven't flown these in a long time, so I actually kind of forget how to do that. Oh, gosh. I literally forget how to... How do you go, like, forwards and backwards? There's back... Okay, there we go. That's up and down. I forget how to fly these. This shows how long it's been since I've played Kerbal. There we go. It takes 2 inputs to do this? That's weird. Alright, now how do I flip it around? Uh-oh. I might be putting this Kerbal into a little bit of precariousness. How do you spin? W and S? Alright, thank you. Like I said, guys, it's been a while. I need to cancel out my velocity now. Oopsies, not aim camera. Great. Can you not set a target in these? Guys, I'm making myself ever more nervous every second I fly this thing. Alright. This is getting out of hand so quickly. Why is it like... Why am I not seeing their face? Yeah, caps and shift is that. Okay. Okay, now we have to try to get her back in. This is going to be a struggle for me, guys. Oh, now it seems to control fine. That's more what I'm used to. There we go. This is no problem now. I don't know why it was off before. Okay. We don't need that, right? Alright, get down there. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead, get down. B. No. No, bad. B. F. B. Okay, good enough. Who needs solar panels? Okay, so let's Let's go ahead and release these guys. Quick save. I don't care about that solar panel. Release. Release. Now, let's just use some RCS to get out of from in between these guys. Okay, let's make sure each one of these has a little bit of oxidizer. This one seems to have less than this one. Yeah. So let's split the difference. Let's make sure. And one of these has the canards further forward. Wait, does one of these not have canards at all? Oh no, this one just has them way far back. Okay, so this one needs more. This one needs more oxidizer than that other one. So we're going to go ahead and transfer some of this. So let's do about 230 to 70. That seems about right. Okay. Let's try to bring these things back home. Getting rid of unneeded mass. That's true. I'll be right back. I do have to go to the bathroom super quick, and then I'll finish this up as fast as possible. So don't go anywhere. I think we all dreamt about going to space when we were kids. But when the space shuttle program ended in 2011, I discovered a void in my life. That emptiness led to a newfound obsession with space. A few years later, I wound up bidding on a Russian spacesuit as a joke. When the box arrived at my doorstep, my friends asked, "What are you going to do with a spacesuit?" The answer? What can't I do with a spacesuit? That's how Everyday Astronaut was born. Since then, the suit hasn't left my side. It's even gone around the world with me. From remote villages in Myanmar,
Rockets and spaceships.
to beautiful fields in Norway.
I'm fighting a cow to get a picture right now.
Here I am on vacation.
Okay, let's finish this up here real quick. So, first off, let's, again, quick save just to make sure. And let's undock these. Maybe it's the other one. Undock. Okay, now this is the one that is going to be more precarious to get home. So let's start with this one. If this one can make it home safely, this is the one that has the canards really far backwards, and they probably needed to be further up. So let's bring this one home safely first, or see if we can bring it home safely. So first things first, we're just going to start to deorbit by going retrograde, not prograde. You can disarm this thing. Okay, here we go. This will start lowering our orbit. And this will, we have to get our orbit down to about, we're just going to barely kiss the atmosphere. We're probably going to have to do a whole lap around it. So we're going to go like 60 kilometers in altitude. Otherwise, I'm not sure if this thing will survive. So we're just going to be kind of conservative with our re-entry. So here you can see, oh, we could have done a little moon assist. That would have been fun. But we have plenty of delta. We have 3,000 meters per second. So let's not worry too much about, actually, as a matter of fact, right now would be a good time for us to make a plane change too. We could point north and circularize better, so we have a better chance of landing somewhere near the runway or near Kerbal Space Center. Because of how slow we're going, maneuver change right now would be really inexpensive. Oh, there's our approximate re-entry on that second pass. So our periapsis is down to 36, so we're going to do this first just to try to match closer to, there we go. That's pretty good. Okay, but now we're above 76. We need to be below 70 meters. So that's showing what our aero brake will look like. Let's try that first. 35,000 meters. Let's give it a go. Wish us luck, everybody. Here we go. Time to re-enter and bring these babies home. Oh, I missed this from Max. Hi from Minnesota. Love your vids and streams. You watched the last 3 SpaceX launches with you. Plan to watch all future. Well, thank you, Max. That means a lot. I have a lot of fun doing those. That's definitely one of my favorite things to do. So thank you for tuning in. Thanks for saying hi. And hi, fellow Midwesterner. Thanks for saying hi. Now, all right, we have to be really careful here, guys, because on re-entry, you know, we could skip right past it, so... All right, here we go. Okay, so let's make sure our solar panels are up. Yep. Ooh, we might need to recharge real quick before we re-enter, so we have full batteries for those big old whatchamacallits. What do we have there? Our big reaction wheels will soak up a lot of our battery. There we go. Now we'll have pretty much full charge. I don't want to rip them off though, so let's pull them in now. Alright, so we are re-entering. Ever so slightly, but we are. Alright, what's going to burn up first? Is it going to be some RCS or is it going to be this thing? Where are we on Kerbin right now anyway? Oh! Interesting. We're actually on the next run. We might actually end up being lined up with it pretty well. Alright, there goes the front. Uh-oh. Hopefully that doesn't mean the rest of it blows up now. So notice our apoapsis is coming down very quickly. But hopefully we make it another orbit because we won't survive a full re-entry at this speed. Let's see how we're doing. Super fun, super spicy twin vehicle return. Sloppy, that's awesome. Are we going back up yet? Please start going back up. I'm pitched all the way up right now, by the way. It's doing an okay job of holding this, so it's... Alright. We actually might need to face more prograde now. Otherwise, we might end up re-entering on this time around, and we actually don't want to do that. But now that stuff's getting pretty hot. This thing seems to have a decent amount of control. I think last time we were on such a ballistic trajectory when we tried to do that RTLS that it just didn't work out for us. I think we might actually do better this time around. Alright, and now we're coming out of the atmosphere, working on it. I'm just going to speed up here since we have 2 of these guys to do. And bye, Kerbal Space Center. We'll be back very soon, hopefully. All right, so let's plan our next node here. It's not actually showing us where we'll re-enter there, so I'll do a quick save. You'd think it'd be showing us where we're gonna re-enter. Oh, there we go. I showed it for a second. Okay, so it's actually saying right now that we basically will be re-entering that way. We need... Why isn't it showing me our re-entry point? Trajectory, come on. Update now. Update now. Prograde. Descent profile. Settings. I don't know. Do it! I don't know anything about that. normally that can kind of show us about where we're going to land. So let's just try this again. Honestly, I bet we'll re-enter this time. I don't know where we'll land, but your guess is as good as mine. Let's do it! We're going to land in the, like, what I call India, this little peninsula here that kind of looks like India. That's my bet. Trajectories needs an update. Yeah, we're going in blind. Yeah, we ejected the asteroids because all we had to do was dock them together. So now we're just trying to return our crew. If we can bring these guys back home safe, then we did what they needed to do in Armageddon, and that's all that matters in life. Nice and simple. All right, we're gonna speed this up a little bit. Hopefully this one is able to land. If this one's able to land, I have a pretty high faith that the other one can land. Because the other one was a little bit designed for more aggressive pitch authority. This is a good song for re-entry. Nice and aggressive. I'll actually try and pitch up even more. Try and slow ourselves down even more. I'm going to be tired of waiting. Well, I don't necessarily want to land on these mountains, but... Man, we are going to come back around for another re-entry, apparently. That surprises me. I thought for sure we'd re-enter on that one. Dang it. I don't want to do another re-entry. How about this? Screw this. We're going home now. Screw you guys, I'm going home. We have plenty of Delta V, so we might as well do this. Which might mean we could actually land at Kerbin. How awesome would that be? Right, Kerbal Space Center, I mean, not Kerbin. This will be funny. If we can actually just nail this, that'd be amazing. If I land on the runway, I'm done for the rest of the week. Like, I'm never gonna touch the computer. I'm just gonna go on 40-mile runs every day. Next time you see me, I'll be a twig. What's our apoapsis here? 92. I really wish our trajectory was working because I'm totally having to wing this right now. Let's just lower our apoapsis here. I really have no idea. What kind of job does my wife have? My wife is a developer, so she actually is making our little town grow. It's been amazing to watch happen. So she does city development and specifically marketing too for the developments as well. So she's kind of a superstar, making change to our little community. All right. This is actually looking pretty good because we'll end up coming up a little bit shorter than this. We have to face a little bit north as we re-enter like this because we are going to be quite a bit south. So we're just going to try to hold this. Actually, I might as well really try and do that now while we can in the upper atmosphere. We have plenty of Delta V. There we go, that looks pretty good. Alright. Let's see what we can do, Space Shuttle. Let's see what you can do, Armageddon. What is the image next to the flag? I think that's the other, this is the other runway. There's a runway on an island. Yeah, Kerbin is just like a really dumb Earth. 10 times smaller and all pixelated, basically. It's the main difference. And has a bunch of like little frog aliens on it instead of humans. Alright, come on, baby. I feel like we're really far off again already, so I'm gonna keep being pretty aggressive with this. Maybe even pointing it downward. Oh, look at the moon up there. That's cool. Wow. It's actually awesome. Okay, I'm trying to basically put on the brakes by going as far sideways as I can. We're gonna miss this, guys. Oh, yeah. Not software developer. No, she is a city developer. Hi from France. Hi from Belgium. I was just in France. I was in Belgium 2 years ago. I do love to travel. I'm gonna go ahead and do something absolutely crazy. They said it couldn't be done. Come on, buddy. Let's go ahead and employ our RCS here. We have it for a reason. Still very, very spicy. Come on, baby. All out of RCS now. Might have to try and land at infield or whatever it's called. Oh, now it's scrubbing off velocity like crazy. Looks like our best chance is to try and land on the runway out here. But look at that, it can actually glide. That was our biggest concern, is whether or not it can pitch up and glide, and we are having no problems here. Look, we can actually fly. Alright, infield, here we come, or whatever it's called. What's it called? Is this a shorter runway? If so, this is going to be very hard. We're basically just trying to survive by extending our glide range as much as possible right now. I'm gonna do a little quick save right here because we're pretty close. And I think we can. I don't want to try to turn around because I think we'll lose too much velocity that way. I think this is gonna be scary enough to not even try to turn around. I don't think this thing can actually fly, if you know what I mean. Because by pitching up, we lose a lot of velocity. This is a bit like a flying brick, kind of like the real space shuttle. Oh, I need to turn off roll on these outer tips. No wonder it's so extra touchy. Look at it just sink. Come on, baby. You can do this. Get out there to that runway. We might be able to fly. This might be able to sustain flight with these nukes running. We're going to be coming down, irradiating the entire island. No big deal. Yeah, this flies. I don't know if we can gain altitude. I think this flies. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so close. Oh my gosh, guys, I think we're going to come up short. We're going to come up short. No, we're gonna have to ditch this thing in the ocean. So this is full up on the sticks right now. This is all we got. That's what I was nervous about. Oh, we might be killing our Kerbals, who went all the way out there to protect us by docking those asteroids. Here we go. Bye. Hey, they survived! Oh, they survived. Okay, well, I gotta get that other one back. At least they survived. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. We saved them. The other engine was out of. That was good enough. Let's get that other one home. I think this other one will do a little bit better because it has the canards in a better place. And here comes Freedom Grabtastic 2. I am new to rocket stuff. Can I help you? Lucas, yes, you're in the right place. Honestly, just go browse around on my channel. I have a lot of like beginner's guide. I would start off with beginner's guide to, or a complete guide to SpaceX part 1 and 2. That'll help you understand a lot of things. I also have a beginner's guide to rockets in general. Check that out too. I've got your resources, my friend. You're in the right place. You know what? I want to do my inclination change here before I totally screw up my orbit. Match it approximately to the moon. There we go. Okay, so I'll aim at our target here, and then I'll fly there, change our inclination, and then re-enter. Alright, here we go. It's gonna be a nice quick little burn. Also, this one seems to be a little bit lighter, so we might be better off with this one landing because it has already burned off more of its liquid fuel too. Alright. It is 12:30, you're right. I should probably be getting out of here in a second. Thank you for the heads up. 0. That seems pretty good there. Okay. Yeah, that seems really pretty good. Now we just want to go retrograde. I'm gonna make sure I still have that one solar panel out. Yeah, I do. I just want to make sure we're creating enough electricity here. Now we just lower our orbit to re-enter. I make sure my appointment that I have at 12:30. Again. Alright, let's get that down to, we're just going to kiss the atmosphere again. Going to do a quick save here just so if I mess this up. Like I said, we want to be down around that 60, 70. Okay, there's a good enough one, 45. Alright, let's do this. Nope, 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 nope. Let's pull on this panel before we try and re-enter this thing. This thing will probably blow up again, but whatever. Not important. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold radial out just for maximum aero breakage. There we go. And make sure these are 100%, 150%, 150%. No roll control on this one. 150. There we go. That should help. Just pitching back down. Come on. Pitch back up, you old beast. There goes that claw. No big deal. We don't need that. And we're so used to watching things online that it's annoying when it's live and can't fast forward when nothing is happening. Hey! What do you mean nothing's happening? Come on, Jan. I don't know, by the way, Jan, is it Jan or Jan? I think it is Jan, isn't it? Tell me. In our Discord channel. Yes, Ghost? No. Not in the US? No. What? High pitch equals overheat, but it also means deaccelerating quicker, which is a good thing. I don't want to be waiting forever. I do want to try to re-enter on the next time around and land. It's the second one, kind of. So kind of yawn. Yes, I've heard about the blood moon tonight, and unfortunately I cannot partake. Northern Hemisphere. North America. We don't get any of that love this time. We got plenty of love. We had the lunar eclipse, a good blood moon last year, and we had the solar eclipse too. So we've had a lot. It's your turn, Europe. Quick save here. Let's see if on this one, on the way back in, we can actually just see if we can't land on this one. So I'm gonna do a little lowering of our orbit down to like 30 or so. Oh, before we do that, quick save here just in case we went too far. Ooh, we're gonna not land anywhere near the runway. As a matter of fact, we're gonna be on like the opposite side of the planet, basically, from the runway. Whoops. My bad. Alright, let's finish this thing up. Let's get 2 crews home safely. 1 had a crash landing. Be nice if this one didn't crash. That'd be fantastic. Wow, settle down here, buddy. What is going... Okay. Oh. Excuse me. I did not ask for any of this. This is very rude of you. Try to compose yourself a little bit better. Oh, we're already at 35,000 meters. No wonder. Okay, come on, come on. And we are coming in for re-entry now. Sorry about that. Let's just get this thing on the ground, huh? I don't care where it is. I don't care if it's crashing into the ocean again. Let's just get these guys home. They've been gone far too long. They missed their little green families. And fellow green friends. What? Man, it does not like physics warping at all. It just goes nuts when I do that. You know what? I'm just going to hold prograde for now. Oh, maybe it's these canards up front, guys. I'm going to turn off the roll on these canards. And maybe decrease their authority. Traffic Control Authority, because I'll bet they're producing too much force. Alright, let's land. I would love to be able to land on land this time, although those are mountains. Mountains are bad, I'm coming. Let's keep it off the mountains. Try to just land on the shore. Man, I think it is that how strong those canards are up front. That's scary. Okay, I'm gonna go back to just trying to hold prograde. I don't want to do anything else. I'll never want to hold again. For now, we're gonna basically turn off their control. Little spicy barbecue roll, no big deal. We've all been there, done that. Come on, buddy. I might have put those way too far forward, and now we're gonna not really be able to fly. Come on. I might need to switch views here quick. Lock it so that I can grab these and pin them. Let's see if this helps or if this hurts. Yeah, that might hurt. I could use RCS, but I don't really want to use up any RCS if I don't have to. We are crashing into the ocean again, guys. But it's alright. I don't have time to make it any better. Here we go. RCS to the rescue. Okay. Let's just see if we can do a little bit softer splashdown this time. Alright, here we go, guys. Let's keep it pretty steep here, and then we'll try to pitch up at the last second. I'm going to do a little quick save here, just in case something happens. I could try pumping some of the fuel forward for a little more stability. That's true. That's weird. Can you not pump fuel out of these things? Oh well. Alright, look alive here. We have a space shuttle to land. I'm going to go ahead and lower the landing gear for no apparent reason. Just to create more drag as soon as we hit the water, it just drags us down. You know, excitement and stuff. Oh, I'm almost out of RCS. I'm just going to have to do that flare up right at the very end. Eek! Another splashdown, but we didn't kill anybody. I don't even know if, honestly, if we would have been able to land on land with those stubby wings. That was scary. So maybe it's a good thing they both splashed down. Well, we did it. We brought them home. We docked the space shuttles. I'm going to call that a huge success. Sorry if you don't think so. I think it was. And that, my good friends, it is time to go. Like I said, I have to meet up with some people here. So thank you so much for tuning in. I had a lot of fun. I will be doing more Kerbal every now and then. Not all the time, but maybe every other week type of situation. I don't want to make it a regular thing. So if you want to tune in, make sure you're... I hope someday we can get YouTube to make it so you can subscribe to playlists. So it knows, you know, like... Because I know some people don't want me to play Kerbal. I do want to play some Kerbal. I have a lot of fun doing this. I'm glad today's mission was a huge success. Pretty huge success. Thank you again to my Patreon supporters. One more reminder, if you guys want a chance to win flown space shuttle hardware, I will be signing a matted thing that I put them in a frame, and I'll ship them anywhere around the world when we get to 800 and 900 patrons. So if you want to join, patreon.com/everydayastronaut for your chance to win flown space shuttle with my autograph and a little thank you note from me saying thank you. So we've given away like 5 or 6 things so far. So this has been a lot of fun. I hope people like flown stuff as much as me. I have quite a few flown materials posted up on my walls and stuff. So I'm a huge fan of flown spaceflight stuff. Also, this is film from Gemini like 5 and 6. I think that's one of my coolest things that I own. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Have a fantastic weekend. I'll be seeing you guys, I think for sure the next live stream will be the 4th. Yeah, also pay attention. I'll be working on putting my music up on Spotify and Apple Music as well very soon. So pay attention to that. Get ready for that. And yeah, thank you guys so much for just for hanging out, and thank you for the tips. Make sure you subscribe. Tell some friends. Go to my website, everydayastronaut.com. I finally have good articles up and stuff. So check that out. Yeah, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you are. Come find me. I hope you guys had fun today. I had an awesome time. Thanks, Reddit, for the great challenge. I hope we can do more like this in the future. So, yeah, thank you guys. That's going to do it for me. I'm Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut, bringing space down to Earth for everyday people. Bye, everybody.